Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're coming back, thank you so much. I'm really appreciating your support. If you're new, welcome, and I hope you enjoy the content that I'm trying to provide you, not with you. The resin what I'm doing today is a set of what I'm going to call Australiana Dominoes. I have just received these from Temu and they are beautiful UV, TV, ABC, whatever stickers they are. And I just thought I would put one of these little characters on the back of each domino and just make it a different set. Somebody who's going to visit friends overseas or family overseas, it'd be a great unique gift. The mould is by Julie Cuts at Pouring Your Heart Out. She makes wonderful moulds. And the resin that I'm using is the 360 Plus Platinum. It's a 2-to-1 by volume. Do it by volume. I was weighing it for a while and it was setting up too fast. So I'm now doing it by volume. So I have mixed 500 and just under 550 mils. I measured it by about 170 B and then 340 A, so whatever that works out. I've put in this beautiful colour, Super Bronze. Now, I've had these for probably 5, 6, 7 years. And I was getting them from a big craft shop in Australia. I'm pretty sure it's the same as, not the paper mill. There's another one. I can't think, the name's gone. I'm pretty sure it's the same brand. Pearlex, I'm pretty sure it's the same brand. So if you can't, I won't have a link for this, but if you look up Pearlex, and it's called Super Bronze. I've mixed it already, and this is going to be 3 stages. One will be pouring this today. When that's set, I will demold, trim up the edges. The next step will be putting on the little stickers, and then the last step will be doing the dots. And I'm thinking of I've done the dots a few different ways. I've painted them on, I've resined them on. I'm thinking I will make up a resin, maybe this colour. So this I picked to represent our soil, nice and bronze. And this I thought would be nice and it would stand out. I was going to do them in a goldy colour. I was actually going to do the dots in this, but then I thought they're going to be too hard to see. So I've changed my mind. At this point, I think I'll do it in the green, represents the ocean, and it'll be easier to see. So it's a 3-stage step. All right, just to make it easier, each little domino takes about 15 grams, I think, if my memory's right. So I'm going to start, because it's easier to pour from a smaller cup because you can pinch it and pour into here. That's the way I'm going to do it. So pour this here and only half fill your cup. If you fill it any more than that, it's just going to run down the side. I'm going to sit down so I can actually eyeball and I want to put this here so I can move it, so I can eyeball how much I've got in there. Put this on a piece of paper towel. This is beautiful silicone. Julie makes them. See, that makes it a little bit easier. Maybe I'll put on a couple of pieces. She makes beautiful moulds. And she's in Australia. She lives at the Gold Coast somewhere. Just going to put this here like this. This makes it much easier to slide. Here. Now, I believe this is a full set of what they call a champion depth. I've got a cheaper set of dominoes, but I wanted these to be higher quality. So it's starting to warm up, so pinch it. And I have cleaned out my mould and just pour. And I'm not taking it right up just yet. I'll let it settle, make sure that it's level. If not, I'm going to have to lift it. In fact, I probably should have that on my level table, but it's a bit bigger than that. Let me just check. Let me just check this. So yeah, that looks pretty perfect. And that looks pretty perfect, and then we'll see how it goes when I finish pouring. So I'm going to pour about the same amount in each one, and then I'll come back and top it up. No, I don't want to, it's a lot of resin to set up, so I'll be very quick if I can. See how it drips down the side? If it's too full, I'll just get that off there. I think the green will look nice. But I'll see once it's dried. See how this mica powder moves. I've made quite a few domino sets now, and this will go up onto my, if they work out, if I'm happy with them, they will go up onto my eBay store, which is linked at the end. And everything that I'm using that I can get links for will be at the end in my description. Now this is, so it's still dripping down. This is a handmade mould, and they say don't fill them right up with a handmade mould, but I've just gone around, I want this to be filled right up, because dominoes are, if you don't fill them right up, they get that sharp edge, and then you have to worry about top coating. I'd rather take them up to the top. So what I've done is I've just gone around and trimmed this a little myself, so it has sharper edges to each domino. Just now this will take probably 4 to 6 hours to set up. And just making sure that that's not unmixed pigment, mica. Now I've mixed enough so that I can top these right up to the top, because I weighed a set that I made for my daughter-in-law, and it was about 450. I've made enough to make another little frame for my mum. So far, it seems to be level. Up. Now I'll go back and start topping them up, because I've got them at about the same level. It's starting to warm. Now this is where I have to just be so careful because I don't want it overflowing. A little bit and then stop because it gives it time for it to settle. Here, a little bit more here. Oh, that now see that's domed. Now if I spritz that, I'll come back to that. If I spritz that with alcohol, it could overflow. I want it up to the edge, not necessarily over the edge. About the same. A little bit here. So they're doming, and yet that one's settled a bit. I can always come back and take some out. You think that your resin's good, and then all of a sudden it'll just decide to flow over the edges. That's why I like to pour a bit, let it settle, pour a bit, let it settle. Because resin will do what resin will do. This one. And this one, easy as it goes. So if you don't get it right up to the edge, it has a very sharp edge on it, and I don't want the marks of sanding it to be showing. Warming, but that's okay. Not heating up like it did the other day, gee. Bit at a time. I'm sort of trying to look at it at an angle across there, so I'm getting the light just so to see how full it actually is. These would be really pretty, I think, if they work out the way I'm envisaging them. I couldn't resist. I thought these little animals could be used for key rings or pocket charms, just as a gift for someone who's from overseas and wants to take something Australiana back, or wants to buy it online because they've been to Australia and they like it. It needs a bit more filling. And what I'll do when I decide on the colour, and I think I will go for the blue, because it's a shimmery blue, it's that glitter sparkly glue. What I'll do is I'll mix it up and put it into one of those needlepoint plastic bottles. And then I'll use that to dispense it into the holes and the little line. I think that's going to be so pretty. It's a really bronzy gold colour. Yeah, so as I said, the what are they called here? Paper mill, the paper mill. I think that might have been, we had a big craft conglomerate here called Right. Now I don't know if you guys get that overseas, but I used to get them from there, and I used to actually use them in painting, mixing in with the special medium that you can buy. And then when I started doing resin, I thought, oh, it's got to be, it's mica. So it's like a mica, you should be able to use it. So that's when I started using it in resin. Yeah, I've got to be really careful because these could suddenly just go, oh yes, breaking the banks. Yeah, so anyway, right, shut down. And you might be able to look up the paper mill. If I can find a link, I will put it in. Otherwise, I have seen other YouTubers using Pearl-X, which I think is the same company, because they have some of the same colours and it's in the same shape bottle. Now, there's a couple that just need a little bit more. Up. See here, this one's not quite. And it might just be a difference of a couple of drops before it suddenly goes, oh yes, I'm going to be a volcano and just go everywhere. But you don't want some thicker than the others. I just got to try and I'm actually looking at this back edge to see if it looks concave's that way, or convex. I'm trying to make it look flat. Just almost. Almost. Just the littlest bit in these. I will babysit this for a little while, I think. And I don't think I'm going to, I can't torch it because there's too much silicone around and I don't want them sticking to the silicone, because this was not a cheap mould, but it's a really good mould. See that one there, I can see that one I should have trimmed. Should have trimmed it a little bit more along here because that's not quite even. So I'll have to trim the actual domino now for that. And this one on this side is not quite straight, but I did go through and straighten up a lot of the edges. Just, I used a little cuticle cutter. Yeah, that I think is good. That looks domed. I just put a tad more in here. Tad more in here. Just a little bit more. A little bit more here. Maybe. See, this looks domed on this end. It's hard to tell with that end. Maybe a little bit more here. Not much though. Just a little drop. A little drop will do ya. This one needs a bit more. And don't rush this, guys. Take your time. I think that might be good. And what have I got left? With the stick out, I've got probably about 100 mils, which would make it right actually, because I made about 570 and I measured the others to be about 450, so that's probably enough. I'll just tip this back in here. It's getting a bit thicker now, so I want to finish dealing with this. Throw that out, throw that out. Just wipe all this mess up here. Come back and get that off in a minute. It's so easy to wipe it off this Teflon mat. Now I'm going to tear one of these in half and put this on that because it's so much easier. Michelle from Glitz and Glitter gave me that idea. Now with this one I will spritz it because it's got excuse me, a lot of little holes in it, and I will just sort of rub that around a bit. The nice thing about this frame and the smaller one like it is that you don't have to put a backing on it. This one is deep enough to have its own backing. It's almost too much, woman. I might make one of the smaller frames in this, if I can find it. Just fill that up a little bit more. It's a very rich colour, beautiful colour. Now I am going to get a dotting tool, not that one. This one that's lost its end, because they do, and just sort of poke it around gently just to see if there's any bubbles. There's a couple of bubbles there. I don't want to tear the mould, so I am doing it gently. Now I'm not going in this middle part. Oh, where is that middle part? There. Just run it around like that because it does have an edge. Like that. Not just a little bit more. You can see how this is starting to thicken up now. I'll pull that. I'll just wipe this here. Don't want to shake that too much. Move that up there. Give that a wipe because that's where it's coming from. And get my smaller frames that I do have here somewhere. And I put them away carefully. But have enough for one, maybe not two. You can see how much bigger the big frame is. So I will put that there, tear this, put that there, so it's like that. Put that there, spritz it, give it a rub around. Now I'm just checking that these, now that they've settled, don't need any more before I use up all the colour. I think this one might need the littlest bit, and I mean the littlest bit. I think that's going to do. I'll pour this here. Just push that gently, trying not to touch the base so you don't scrape it. This is really starting to thicken up now. Just pushing that in there, guiding it, more or less guiding it. Like that. That's good. I might put a little bit more in here. There, bring that across here. That's good. Now, do I have enough for one more? Let me see. Bring that up there. Get rid of that. Here. I might. I don't know. If I don't, I'll just top it up with something else after. Now, I'm going to scrape that off, and I want every skerrick I can get out of this. Because this is so thick now. This is a lovely resin to work with, as long as you do it by volume, not by weight. Just ease that into those corners. That off there. Look at that. I'll clean that up in a second. Get this last little bit out. It's like when you make a cake and you give the children a spatula to get it all out. And they basically lick the bowl. Well, we're not going to lick this, of course, but trying to get every skerrick out. Just in time, too. Look at that, how thick it is. Wonderful. So I'll just bring this here. Just go see. Oh, that is very thick. Interesting to see if I have any like little holes in here, any bubbles. Yeah, that's going to set up pretty quickly. I am going to spray this one. Do I spray these? Maybe just a really light spray and just sit and watch and see if they overflow suddenly. Okay, guys. All we have to do now is just wait. So when it's set up, I'll bring you back. Okay, unmoulding time. It was about 6 hours. I've been to the movies with my daughter-in-law. Oh, The Housemaid. What an interesting movie. Anyway, that's for another time. So I've unmoulded the 3 frames, and I think they'll look really nice when I touch them up with a bit of gold and some rhinestones. A few micro bubbles here by the look of it, but that's where the pictures are going to go, so that'll be okay. So I'll take the edge off those. It's a pretty colour. Yeah, it could be. I don't know why that's clear. It could be that I sprayed it too. Could be the alcohol, but they'll look nice when they're finished. These are all done, so we'll demold these and then have a look at the edges to see how much sanding they need. Hopefully not too much. This one's got me intrigued because I did fill it up, but it has dipped down here. So you can see that little bit's got to come off. I don't know why that dipped down. You see how it's, I don't know which way you can see it better. You see how it's just dipped here a little bit. It'll be okay. I'll just take the edge off and straighten it up. But that's how they look that side. And I'm thinking that that might go. I'm still thinking that way. So what I'm going to do is put some gloves on, and not these pink ones because I had resin on them. I'll just put these black ones on because I don't want fingerprints on here yet, otherwise I have to clean them all. So I'll put these black ones on. Take these out. Actually, if I'm taking the edge off and I'm sanding, I've got to wipe them down with alcohol anyway, so load the gloves. Just take those off. Nice gloves, I just got them from Temu. See a couple of these where you can see it's just come out here, where I probably on this edge here could have taken a little bit more off. So that's the look, it's a nice thick, she does a lovely mould, and I've written on the back of this about 473 mils. It's about 15 mils or grams per mils, because I meant volume, per domino. So I'm going to put that over here. I do try and put my moulds back in the bags that they come out of. Then I just write on them like that. I'll whack that back in. Moulds are expensive, so you want to look after them. Like that. Sorry for the wrapping. I'll flatten that out in a minute. It's just in there now, protected. So, got a bit of a rough edge, couple of rough spots, so I will be using this. And I'll show you. This is the little shield from Temu. I'll take more out here, just do one at a time or a couple at a time. It has 2 holes in here. I'm just going to use this nail file. Now they're not, oh, that's sharp. So some of them are. You've got to do it at an angle, 90 degrees like that. Just around. Run your hand around. You don't want anyone cutting themselves on these. So that's that one. It's pretty quick. Yeah, these are quite sharp. See, that one is, probably will need a little bit of trimming. Like this, and then I'll sand it down just to level it out. I hope you can see through this. I do wipe it out every time I use it. Okay. This just saves you breathing in all the dust, which is not good for you. Make sure, so there's an edge on that. I'll just get these nail clippers and take that edge off. If you can see there, it's just got that little edge running out there. I don't want that. I'll clip that off. Yeah. 45 degrees so that you're not scratching the side. Run that around. Okay, so you get the idea. This could take quite a while just to make sure that these are buffed properly. I won't make you sit and watch all of this. Just run your finger around, make sure you don't get cut yourself. See, again, there's a little bit on that edge there. I'll just clip that straight down like that. And I do hope you can see that through this clear perspex. And then just take that like that. Okay, so I will finish this. There's 28 of them. I'll finish those, and then when I'm ready to do the next step, I'll bring you back. Okay, so I've trimmed up the backs or the fronts, this side. Run my finger around, make sure that nobody's going to get cut. And I have started these because I really just wanted to see if my idea was going to work. And I think they're going to look fabulous. I'll just bring them up here so you can see. So I've done 3. I'll do a few more just to show you. Now, I believe nothing has to be put on top of this. They're just stuck there now. I'll do a few more and then I'll turn you off because it is tedious, and I think you don't need to see me repeating the same thing. But once you've got the size, and this is sort of the template to fit on the back there like that, I just put that over here like that, and I cut it. So I've got to make sure I'm not cutting the animal off. See, that one's just going to fit, so I'll cut that. Like that. Then you pull the back off, the white back, which has been easy so far. It's going to prove me wrong now. There, pull the white back off. But there's also a front you have to pull off with these. And you only get one chance to put these down, so make sure you've lined everything up. And don't go by the cut here on the edge of the clear stuff, go by the picture. Try and get it in the middle. Push it down so there's no air bubbles, and then it should, this top plastic sticky stuff should just lift up. Now, if the transfer does not, if it starts to come up, lay this clear patch down and rub it a bit more. That's still sticky, so you just go in the bin. And there you go, it's done. I think these are gorgeous. And I'm really pleased with the choice of colour. So here, again, it's a little marsupial of some sort. I'm not going to be able to fit all the flowers in, but I just want to sort of centre it a little bit. Cut it and cut it. And I have washed all these down. I use these, I think these are from Aldi, Marmia baby wipes. They've got, well, they say they're soap and fragrance free, and they're 99% water, but they do have a little bit of frothing happening, so I think there might be a little bit of soap, I'm not sure. But anyway, I've wiped them all down, washed them to get off the dust, and then I've dried them all. Push it down like that. Now, if these were bigger, and if you had a bubble in it, you'd just slice it with a very sharp scalpel, just a little bit to get the bubble out, and then rub it. But these are not needing that. Having said that, maybe it'll happen in a minute. Pull that edge up. Pull slowly, don't rip it off. And that goes there, and that's there. I am thrilled with these, absolutely thrilled. I'll do one more, and then I'll put you on hold. I'll finish them, bring you back when I'm finished. Or I might bring you back when I've got just the last couple to do. Now, it doesn't matter if it's a bit longer here, but it does matter with the width, because this will all come off anyway. You're so cute. Yeah, and these will go into my eBay store after the video. they will probably have been in the eBay store for a couple of weeks before you see this video. I'm trying to get about 2 weeks ahead, just in case I have to go to Sydney. Yeah. Now that's done. Oh, there's this little cutie. I'll get rid of these. Just get rid of these here, they're sticking to the silicone. There you go. So I mainly want the animal. I am working slowly because these are cute, and I just can't remember how much I paid for them, but I will link them. They've only just arrived, so. This would make a lovely present. A lovely present for somebody. With all the Australian animals. And where I had to file down here along the edge, and that could not be helped, I might just put a little bit of gold accent. I'm not sure yet. Unfortunately, it's something that can't be avoided, is having that edge. So that's that. I will turn you off now and do some more, and then I'll bring you back when I'm just doing the last couple. Okay, I'll see you. I've got 4 to go. And then I will show. I am so pleased with these. So I'm going to do another Tasmanian Devil. And then I'll do 1 platypus and 2 koalas. And I forgot to do kangaroos. That's okay. There's a lot of Australian animals here. So just whip that off like that. Line it up here carefully. Lay it down, push it out, and then feel around here. To get that edge. And pull it off carefully. And that's that. And then I'm just checking the edges again. Now, this is a bit rough, so I'm just going to flatten this a little bit with my scalpel so it's not quite so sharp. And on this edge here, just get that there like that. And that's still a bit sharp, so I'll just run this just flat along across. And just taking the smallest amount off. That's better. Just get rid of those. Like my scalpel. The platypus. Just trying to put the animal in the middle of where I'm cutting. This is so cute. It's a bit sticky. There. Push it down. corner with your nail. If your nails are too thick, if you've got gel nails on, then you can just get your scalpel and get the corner very carefully. That's done. I might just take this edge here off a bit. You don't want anybody cutting themselves. Okay, so there's that one. And then the little koala. Just get him in actually. And then put him here. Like that. Pull that off. Now, if a little bit of the sticky stuff from this top layer gets stuck, just get the littlest bit of alcohol on your wipe and it'll come straight off. So there's that one. And last but not least, yeah, we won't be able to use that one because it's too wide. What a shame. Because look, I will cut ears off both of them and I don't want to do that. What I might do is do a kangaroo. Let's see if that one will fit. See how they're just. Oh, maybe that one. But he's right in. What about that one? Yep, we'll do the baby kangaroo. These are gorgeous. Just line him up a bit. And here's a gorgeous little one. Line him up here. Pull that off. And check. So there we have it. We have one kangaroo, one koala, one platypus, 2 Tassie devils, 3 dugongs, 2 ostriches, 3 kookaburras, 3 dingoes, 3 echidnas, 2 little opossums, bring these down here, 3 little marsupials, can't think what they are, and then 3 alligators. And I think they are gorgeous. Can you see them? Yeah. I'll see if I can. What does this do? That takes you in 3 times. So we'll bring you back out a little bit. And then I will twist you like that. Just so you can see them a little bit better. Aren't they gorgeous? Yeah. I love them. Now what I'm going to do is, I better put this back to what it was. Sorry to make you dizzy. Is I'm going to try touching the edges here with this copper pen just to take that roughness. I'm not painting it, I'm just trying to hide where I've had to sand a little bit. So I just want to colour that back into the colour of the resin. Without making it too obvious, because I've got nothing else. I think that's a bit better. There is a product out there that Michelle from Glitz and Glitter sells. I haven't got it because I don't know if she would sell it to Australia. I'll have to send her a message and see. But it works like a treat. Doesn't take the scraping away, just takes the colour. Brings it back to the colour. Okay. The next step in these is to fill in the colours. Now I'm still thinking that I'm going to do that. Oh, now I'm seeing it, I'm not so sure. I will think about it tonight. It is 25 to 12 tonight, midnight, so that might cheapen it a bit. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. But that's the next step. So I'm going to go to bed in a minute. I will decorate these 3 frames and bring you back when I'm ready to fill these in with resin, when I pick the colour. Okay. Our next step is to fill the little holes and the line with a coloured resin. So I've mixed up, because I only wanted about 100 mils, I used these little things and I put 1 part B to 2 parts A, and mixed it into here. And I'm still using the resin I showed you at the beginning of the video. Then I squirted some of the Diamond Dust glitter pigment, and it was a bit transparent, so I added some of this one. This is a pearl powder that I got a couple of years ago from Temu. Where is that? There. I will put them in the link. So now what I'm going to do is very carefully, I might get my funnel after all. I've got a whole lot of little funnels here. This one might be a better one because it's silicone. I'll pull this one out because this is silicone, so I can get the resin off it. That's not going to work because it's too big. So back to plan A. Use one of these little ones, put in there. And I have to work fairly quickly or this will set up. So I'm going to sit down. Pour this in here. Until it goes through. And hopefully I have enough of this blue made for all of these. And this is just a needle point tip. I'll put all this in here. Hopefully this will work easily. But I will have to work quickly. I just thought the brown for Australia's earth and then the green for the oceans around here. But you don't have to be going overseas, you don't have to be buying for someone for overseas. You could just be wanting to have some Australiana on your dominoes. I'm just going to put that to one side. And stand that on that. my needle nose in here. And then off we go. And then just run this like that. It's just easier to do it with this. I've tried all sorts of different ways. And yes, you do probably will have to throw the little needle bottle out, but they're cheap as chips anyway. And by doing it with this, there's less cleanup. That lot to there. Like this. Yeah, I think that was a good choice. Just hope I have enough. See if that happens. Just get one of these, and just wipe it off straight away. And then they can go there. So I'm going to stop this now, get on with this, get a crack on, and bring you back when I've only got a couple left to do. Here's the last 4. This has taken me about 10 minutes. And I will, because it's getting thicker, I have to squeeze it on top, but I'll try and do it this way so you can see better. It's taking a bit of a toll on my thumb, that's all, because it is getting thicker. Beauty of this one is this just fits right down here in this little division line. Now, if you guys want to see any other ideas for these dominoes, just put in the comments. Any other colour schemes? Temu. I might be able to save the resin that's left. See, that didn't take, well, I don't know how much I made up because I don't know how much those little silicone cups hold. It's better to have too much than not enough with this. You don't want half your dots in one colour and half in another. So it's getting quite thick now. And we're finished. Now you can see I've got almost all of that left. Is this heating up? No. So what I'll do is I'll squeeze this back into here, get it as much out as I can. There's no point in trying to, I've tried to save these little bottles before by putting alcohol in here. It just, it's not worth it. So I'm throwing that. I'll mix this around. And find a couple of small things. I might make a couple of these. I can't seem to keep up with these. These are my little pocket bears that I really like making. I gave one of these yesterday to one of my little granddaughter, and because it had a bubble under the chin, I put an ice cream. I stuck a little resin ice cream on it. When she came back, the ice cream was missing. She'd gone out. When she came back, the ice cream was missing, and I said to her, "Where's the ice cream?" She said, "Oh, gone." So apparently Bear had eaten the ice cream, and she decided she'd take it off the bear and throw it out. We don't know where the little ice cream went, but Bear had finished with it, so she pulled it off. Tells me I need to use a bit more glue. Kids are funny though. I'm just squeezing that and releasing it gently so it doesn't get air pockets down there. That's that one. Give it a bit of a bang, take it up a bit higher. Yep, that'll do it. See a couple of bubbles there. Oh, they're gone. Good. There, and maybe one more. I think I should get another one out of that. Just make sure I haven't missed any of these. Oh, that's okay. Oh, look at that. It will be almost enough if I scrape that out. Fantastic. There we go. Look at that. Three little pocket bears. This I'm just not sure if I've got enough in that. And I have thrown this out. Might be enough in there, but just, oops a daisy. Hang on. Get this resin off my hands to start. Just might put a little bit more in here. They look good. Okay, just got to wait now until it's all set. And off camera I'll do something with these, and then I'll come back. Well, there's nothing really to see, but I'll turn some over the other way and have some this way so you can see. I'll unmold the little bears. That'll be sometime this afternoon, so I'll bring it back then. Okay, here's the finished product, guys. 28 individual dominoes, and I love these UV ABCTI stickers or whatever they're called. They're really good quality. You don't need to go over them with a top coat. They stick beautifully. You can if you want, but you don't need to. Each one's individual. There are three, basically say 3 dugongs, 3 alligators, then there's only I think 1 koala, 2, there's some with 3, some with 2, but each individual picture is different. So that's how they look. Here's a close-up here. They're just so cute. That's that side, and that's that side. That's another one with the dingo. And this worked really well with the needle tip. I could get in here without any trouble. I could fill this in, but guess what? There was one over to the side over here, and it was upside down. And when I moved these, I thought, oh, I haven't moved that one across. So I moved it across, flipped it over just for good measure, and I hadn't done the dots. And that was today, and I threw out the rest in the needle tip bottle. I threw that out yesterday because it had already set. So then I was left with, what do I do? How do I match the colours? Well, you can't even tell. I don't even know which one it was that I had to do. I was sitting there thinking, and the thought came to me, little bit of UV resin, mix the 2 colours together that I had. This was already fairly transparent. The littlest bit of this, and I mean probably a few grains just to try and match it, and it set beautifully and matched perfectly. So I was very thankful for that save. So that's those, and what I'm going to do, these will be on in my eBay store for sale, and I will be putting them in a box and selling them like this. Just a bit of Australiana. So that was that. Then I had, I think I'll keep all of these 3 for my mum. There are these ones I did because of the colour, the bronzy colour. I did a highlight with the gold, and then I picked an opposite colour with the green. I think they're really pretty. And then the bigger one. And again, all of these will be linked in my description. So there was those. And then, so far so good. My little ones haven't seen these today. So there's 3 little pocket hugs, all out of what I didn't use up in these dots. That's the colour it was. So I made one with a little gingerbread man, one with a little croissant of a type, and one with, or bagel, and one with an ice cream. So they're my 3 little pocket hugs, and they're the extras. Thanks for watching, and if you really enjoyed my content, please like, share, subscribe, make a comment. If it's not a nasty one, please feel free to make a comment. If you want to see some other domino sets, or if you want to see different colours, I've ordered some more of these little UV stickers. I'm thinking of doing some as keychains, some as purse charms. But if you want to see different colours, I picked this colour because it reminds me of the dirt in the different parts of Australia, and I picked the green for the ocean. That was just my thinking. But if you want to see different colours, please leave me a comment. And please, these will be in my eBay store, probably before you actually see this video. So have a look at that. Please check out my eBay store. There's lots and lots and lots of stuff I've got in there now. And I will see you at the next video. Have a great night or day. Thanks. Bye.